did see them. So this is like Goths plus Hidden Civ on. I believe it's actually the setting is map pack, right? But it turned out to be Atacama in this case.
Oh yeah, and it's Saracens and Goths versus Huns and Goths. That's very interesting. Why do you think Rubenstock went for Saracens? I know he likes Saracens a lot, but
Well, you know what? I always preferred like Saracens in this war too, just because they can really destroy Goths and Huns both.
all right, yeah, because
The
they
problem is
countable.
it's a small map. Like you see how close the towns are,
Mm-hmm.
so it's a little bit riskier on this map than it would be on a normal GA map. But obviously he didn't know this was going to be the map.
Yeah, of course, I see. But yeah, Saracens counter both the cavalry civilization and the infantry civilization pretty well with the Mamelukes. They pretty much kill everything, right?
Yeah, with the onagers too. It's just like if you have Goths in front of Saracens and the Saracens gets to build up, it's just like a feeding frenzy for the Saracens. The Goths can't do anything. And Huns is pretty much the same. The only thing Huns can do is kind of just camp behind castles and defend.
Alright, so now let's look at the start. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Microphone muted.
No, it's okay. Yeah, well, Jidba is rushing Bra pretty well. If you notice, Bra was being really defensive. Kind of just went mostly champs at first, while Jidba started out with the Huskarl. So,
Microphone
he's been
activated.
able to like pick off Bra's vills while Bra has just been defending and losing villagers.
Yeah, pretty much. I saw that as a Chipper was much earlier there with the rush, or
Yeah.
got more villages. I think it's 9 to 5 villages in favor of Chitba on this side.
Yeah, like in theory you would think like, okay, I'll just make champs to counter his Huskarl, but against good players, like the Huskarl are going to be able to pick off some of your villagers, and then Jidba can just transition into champs and Scorps and get a push on him, so...
Yeah, they did that pretty well. On the other side though, I think Rubenstock did pretty well as well against the Huns. Well, normally I would think the Huns would just steamroll the Saracens because of their fast start.
Yeah, you know what? Saracens can actually stand up pretty well at the start. The only thing I don't like is he's kind of a little late on the onagers. If he had like 2 onagers out right now, Orcut's army, Interdimension's army would be completely gone. But he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, he's gonna be fine. Alright, so...
Bra is in a lot of trouble though. Bra is like really struggling here. Doesn't have any castles. He has a 60 pop disadvantage, and it's just not looking good.
He doesn't even have a TC on his gold yet. He's only on 1
Yeah, I
TC
mean,
still.
ideally Rubenstock would go help him, but Orcut's doing a good job of just pressuring him, even though he knows he'll lose the fight. But he just wants to keep Rubenstock's army at his base so that he can't go save Bra and Jidba's army. So it's a pretty smart move by Orcut, what he's doing right now.
With Orchid, you are referring to Interdimension, just to be clear here.
Right, Interdimension, sorry,
Yeah.
yeah.
For
But
everybody
I
who
actually
doesn't
like
know.
what he's doing. Like, he'll lose this fight, but he's also getting castles up, so like it's not like as soon as he loses his army, he'll just be dead, you know? It's gonna take time, and he's keeping Rubenstock's army at home.
Yeah, but it seems like both of them are kind of on the back foot. Both of Ousadia and Alegria. I hope I don't butcher that too much. But both of them see on the back foot here, and neither of the teams have started trade yet. I know that's a big deal, but I think in this map especially it's a little bit harder to do so, and they might do it a
Yeah,
little bit
there's
later.
just so much open space.
Yeah.
Bra is pretty much dead.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah, there's nothing he can do right now except ask Rubenstock to come help him, and Rubenstock can't really do that.
Yeah, as soon as
one
Rubenstock
thing-
goes over, he's getting pushed himself, pretty much, right?
Exactly, and that's why I like that Dimension like is constantly attacking, even though he's losing a lot of units. He kind of is reading the situation, knowing that Jidba has already killed Bra, so all he has to do is pressure Ruben.
Yeah, and he doesn't do a bad job at pressuring him. He's kind of pushing him as well. He has a like a few forward castles, actually a lot.
Yeah, I mean, for Huns versus Saracens, he's doing really well. Because usually the Huns army will just melt.
Yeah, to the Mamelukes and the onagers, of course. And seems like they
Yeah, I think Ruben kind of... No, go ahead, sorry.
the horse force is already setting up trade as well, so they're a really good setup even for the late game now.
Yeah, and I think Ruben, if you asked him, he would probably tell you he messed up a little bit, like his build pattern here. His onagers, his siege workshops, if you look, are pretty far back, and it just takes time for the onagers to get there. So, but the game was decided by Jidba killing Bro.
Microphone activated.
At least it looks like it's going to be decided that way. The one good thing Bruh is doing is he's trying to build back. He's trying to mass TCs and just spam vills, but he's got like 700 food, and it's just not going to happen for him.
Microphone
Yeah, now it's 0 food. I had to mute myself again, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I figured.
It's
I figured
really
I'd
annoying
just
for
keep
me.
talking anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's really
I guess
annoying.
if that comes up, I'll just keep talking, and I
Yeah.
guess you're still listening, so you know what I'm talking about.
Of course. Yeah, it seems like Horse Force have this game in the bag, kinda, in my opinion. I don't really see them coming back from that.
You know what? I am surprised that Ruben didn't. He didn't go help, just because Bruh is so dead. Obviously, he would lose like a couple castle. He would be dead too, but
Yeah, bro, it's actually
there's
25
no right answer in
population.
this situation. Yeah.
Oh, and 0 food, and he can't make any army with Goths and 0 food. Maybe heavy scorpions, it's all he can make, pretty much.
Yeah, he like spammed TCs. He's got like 7 TCs up, but with 40 food. And Saracens needs a lot of food too, so if you notice, Ruben stocks at like 159 food, and he probably even sent some already. Oh no, he didn't, but yeah, it's over.
We're just waiting for them to resign, basically.
Yeah, it was really well played by Jibba. He really made the game, and Orkut, he did his part well too, considering. I do think they were a little unlucky, the Ruben and Bruh, because if it was a bigger map, like a regular GA map, that type of map, I do think Saracens would be a lot more powerful.
Alright, and that's the GG. Yeah, I just realized if I mute my microphone on TeamSpeak, it doesn't mute for the stream. That's a little fuck up by myself. A little. I thought that was
I
wrong.
didn't realize that either.
But yeah.
I'm a total stream noob, so.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the noise in the background. If you heard that a little bit. All right. Yeah, but that was game 1. Jitba kind of decided it here. On the other side, it was pretty even then in the long run. But yeah. Okay. Nice game. I feel like really nice game for the start. Pretty clear win for Horse Force. And
Yeah, nice and quick.
And let's go for the game 2. The advantage of streaming recorded games is you don't have this waiting time with players and everything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's no restarts, etc.
Alright, and seems like game 2. Let me quickly check in the settings. I had them up before, but seems like I closed the window.
This is the simultaneous 1v1s.
Simultaneous 1v1s. Yeah, there it is. Simultaneous 1v1s. It is Frank War on Green Arabia, Persian War on Gold Rush, and Hans War on Green Arabia. Alright. So, which one do we want to do first? We can actually stream all of them because, well, it's recorded games. So, let's see. Let's do the Miguel versus Spring first because it's the first one that pops up. Hans War on Green Arabia it is. Alright. I know a little bit about Hans War. I started playing Hans War lately in Green Arabia at the end, so I know a little bit. I know that the start and the first few minutes are pretty crucial with raiding and killing villages and getting your units as fast out as possible. That's what I know.
Yeah, that's the that's the basics. Both of these guys have played a lot of Huns. I think they've played almost exclusively Huns in deathmatch so far. Maybe Gel has played a few more civs.
Yeah, I know.
They both played
Spring
a lot of
streamed a
Huns.
lot. Spring streamed and played a lot of Green Arabia DM Huns, and he's doing a pretty good job from what I've seen on his stream. He's been playing a lot of top players and even taking 1 or 2 games with them.
Yeah, the problem for Spring here is, do you see his main gold behind that tree, those tree line? Kind of blocked off, and then his buildings are gonna make it hard for him to put a TC. He'll have to like delete the barracks.
Oh yeah, that gold that is pretty inaccessible actually for DM. That's not really ideal. You want to have at least 2 sides of them to put a 2 TCs there, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be a major problem. If I saw that and I was him, I would just immediately go for a market, make up for that at the start at least, and then hope I could use that market advantage to take the map and the extra gold mines and maybe even kill Miguel quickly.
Well, I'm not too
But we'll
sure
see
if
if he
he
actually does
already thinks in this pattern. I know that he knows the standard build and everything, but I don't think he has the map awareness yet. But I can't really judge too much because he hasn't been playing DM Huns for a long time, like a few weeks only. So
That's true, yeah, it does take time to figure these things out. Miguel is going really quick on his gold, which I like. He should get some siege workshops out too, though. That could be a problem in the first fight if Spring has rams and Miguel doesn't, but it should be okay for now. Okay, he's putting them forward, so he'll be fine.
yeah, let's look at the population. It's the military and villager numbers are actually kind of even. So not really an advantage for either player for now. The only thing that Miguel has an advantage is that he actually has a TC already on his gold, Spring doesn't. So he might
don't
even
really
be low
like-
on the gold count now in the early game.
I don't really like how Miguel was sending in that small patrol. It's like never gonna work, but now he's gonna go for that hill. You notice he put a castle on that hill and he's sending all his army to patrol on top of it. So this could work out well for Miguel. I think he has a better fighting position here than Spring does, but we'll see who uses their army better. Miguel has a lot of idle army in the back of this fight right now.
Oh yeah. But if he takes this hill, this could be game changing actually. This hill is really important. It kind of is pretty much in the middle of these 2 players.
Yeah, it's tough to call on these first fights in Huns Wars. You kind of have to just like wait it out to see what happens.
Yeah, I always feel like the one with more paladins left wins, kind of, or often.
Right.
Is what
Well,
I
yeah,
feel
that's like I guess a semi-obvious thing, but also semi-trick about Huns. Like, if you waste your paladins to Haubs, or like you don't fight paladin versus paladin or paladin versus cavalry archer, you end up being in a lot of trouble. So you really have to make sure you don't waste any paladins to Haubs in this war. It's really important, especially in the first few minutes.
Yeah, to shortly explain, I'm going out of the game so often because I have to mute my microphone sometime because this construction workers just started as I started the stream at my neighbor's apartment and I don't want you to hear the annoying sound in the background. That's why. So I'm sorry for that, but I can't do anything about that. Alright, so. Let's talk about the additional golds. Seems like both of them are trying to take advantage of them. It seems like Spring has a little bit of a map advantage with the additional golds. They are more on his side of the map than on Miguel, but that kind of makes up for his well, not so ideal main gold, I guess. In the long run, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think Spring is going for relics or anything, but I don't like how Miguel didn't put a castle on that gold in front of his workshops.
Where Spring put it, right?
Right. Yeah, he had an opportunity to place a castle there. but he just chose to go TC instead, and that might end up costing him. He's also... He might consider moving his army and attacking that castle near the main goal. I mean, near that gold we were just talking about, because right now he's wasting a lot trying to patrol into these two castles of Spring on the right side.
Yeah, what I kind of find interesting is, what I haven't seen yet, is that Miguel actually put his CA or a couple of CA in his castle so it shoots more arrows. I haven't seen that
Yeah,
before.
I just saw that too. That's clever, yeah. It can be really good, like, if you see like a lot of paladin coming or something, or good way to save them and still like use them to maximum efficacy.
It seems like he's
Efficacy.
retaking the golds now. Miguel is retaking his gold in front of his siege workshops. And Spring... what is he doing with those cavalry archers? He needs to run them because he's not... He's going to waste them, I think. If he stays there.
Yeah, I think, well, Spring right now is 30 villagers down, and a lot of that is probably because of the main gold, because ideally you'd have 2 TCs pumping out vills on that main gold, and instead he has no TCs on it, due to the map. But that's going to put him in a big hole, especially now that he's losing those cavalry archers that you just pointed out. He is making a good push on the right side, but I don't think it's going to
I don't think it's gonna
be
last.
enough. Yeah.
I think it will get pushed back pretty quickly because it's not reinforcing in time. And
Yeah, I don't really like
Yeah.
what he did with cavalry archers raiding. He should have just kept his army together. He just wasted them, kind of. Like, he needed to combine his army, not split them at that point in time.
And on the other hand, he doesn't have any farms up, but only is on 1k food at the moment, so he will run out of food very quickly, especially since he has to produce more villages.
Yeah, if you look at the difference in resources here, it's huge. Like, Miguel has a really good economy right now, and Ring just has nothing.
Plus,
if
Miguel
you
is
look at
already
his
going
main
for the
gold-
relics.
Yeah, he can't even take his main goal with more than 4 or 5 villagers, so...
Yeah.
He's
That's
still
pretty
somewhat
unfortunate.
pushing, but it's not gonna last. This is gonna be Miguel's game unless something crazy happens.
Hmm. Now I can't really see Spring coming back from this. He can now only produce trebuchets and CA and rams, basically. So if Miguel kind of gets enough paladin, he can easily push this back and then it's game, I think.
Yep. I don't like how when you're at pop with Huns and you have like all these resources, making Haubs is what like Miguel is doing still is kind of a waste. He should be just doing what you said, just pumping paladins to finish a game.
Yeah, but I think Spring will call GG as soon as his army is repelled there in the front. And now a big push on the side comes as well. I like this from Miguel with the siege rams. Spring with the panic castle in front of his base, but it won't help him. It will help him for now, but I think the game is on Miguel's side. Spring has 0 wood, 0 food, a little bit of gold.
Yeah, you know what? Instead of even doing what he did with the main gold, he might have just better choice would have just been to start cutting wood there early on and try and open it up. Because at this rate, he's just not getting anything out of that.
And his additional gold's already run out as well.
Yeah, and even besides his gold economy, like you said, he has no food, no wood. It's pretty bad. Miguel should be raiding a bit more on those extra golds right now. Like when you get an advantage, you don't want to just attack in one spot, especially a spot that has multiple castles, because that's like the only way the guy who's losing can.
Yeah,
get
if you
back
waste
into
all
the
your
game.
army.
You want to be raiding.
Yeah, if you waste all the
Exactly. But it's now he's raiding with cavalry archers. That'll be a nice raid, right onto the stone and the extra gold.
Yeah, and right there
farms.
where Spring is building his farms to actually make an economy. That hurts.
Yep.
That hurts
That
a
was
lot.
good timing.
And all the villages are gone. He's not even noticing it. Oh wow. I think as soon as these castles are down, Spring will call GG.
Yep, they're pretty much the only thing keeping him in the game. And Miguel is even trebbing Spring's Castle on the left side, right in front of that extra gold. So if that goes down, which it should if he sends in his paladin to kill those vills, it's just gonna get even worse. Spring.
Seems like Miguel for now is going off the hill, surprisingly. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean I don't mind it because, well, he did knock down one of the castles, but I think he's.
Now he's getting
Yeah, maybe it was not a good idea.
Maybe he does have to.
There too.
I think he has too many and just letting them get killed and get more army or something. I don't know. But I think it was a mistake.
I really think he missed. Like when you were saying he could finish a game with Odin, I do think he I don't know. He was a little bit late on producing Paladin, but
you mean he missed an opportunity there?
To finish it, yeah. To finish it quick. He should still win this game, but he's doing some good raiding on the left side, and Spring is down to like 110 pop, so.
I think the game has been over quite a while ago. It's just Spring on life support basically, and just trying to hold
Miguel
on.
was really. I really like Miguel was really quick with his economy. Remember how quickly we were pointing out he was on the main golds, and pretty much all game his economy was really well balanced. And there it is, GG.
GG. Well played by Miguel. A little bit unfortunate for Spring with his main gold.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't call a re there. Maybe he just
forgot about it.
Didn't want to waste one for the team.
Yeah, or forgot about it. I don't know.
That's true too. Yeah, 2 minutes in deathmatch comes up really quick, so he might not even have seen it before that, time.
Yeah, especially when you're really busy with the start, can really fuck you up. Well, okay. So that was the first 1v1 of game 2 of the 3 simultaneous 1v1s. So 1 point for game 2 for the team name. What is the team name? Ousadia and Alegria. Yeah, right. I can't pronounce the name. Can you do it?
I just call them the Brazil team.
The Brazil team. Well, Rumstock is in as well, but I guess we can call
That's true.
We can call it the Brazilian team. Okay, so let's. I'm not too sure which one to pick. Let's pick Rumstock versus Interdimension. And that one is, I think it is the Ghost Lake, the Persia War on Gold Rush, not Ghost Lake. Let's go.
This should be a good game. I think both of these guys are pretty evenly matched in their skill level, and even their styles are kind of similar at times. This is probably the most balanced game out of these.
Waiting for other players. Are you not in yet? Now you're in. Okay. So, this map is pretty much all about the hill in the middle, I guess.
Right, and if you notice the distance between...
Oh god, this map is really unbalanced in favor of Rumstock here.
Yeah.
Especially because the golds are all on his side. So, Interdimension can't even get a gold, can't even get 1 gold if he loses even the furthest edge of the hill. That is pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, I really don't. I mean, I'm really surprised he's not going to use a re here.
Yeah, it seems like they're all very conservative with the restart calling. I'm not too sure why. Maybe they are unsure about the restart. I'm not too sure if they're unsure about the restart rules, but who knows.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much as unbalanced a map as you're going to get. So if you're not going to use a restart here, I don't know what you're waiting for,
Yeah, it's pretty much the worst thing you can get, really, actually. I can't imagine something worse than this one. But yeah, let's go to the game. Persia Boys initially started out with a few camels, then halberdiers, heavy scorpions and elephants, and then later some monks to deal with the elephants as well. I think, as far as I know.
Yeah, They're going for like a bit of a faster Persian build. Like if you saw it on GA, most likely you'd see maybe like 2 or 3 barracks and then right into castles and scorps. But obviously, since you have to be quick in this map, since you know the middle is so important and you need those hills to control, they're going with like 4 or 5 barracks, quick workshops. Rubenstock's even rushing with a couple stables to try and delay interdimension.
Yeah, and you
So,
see, like, Rubenstock is already taking the hill. He's already taking the top of the hill. And he's just much faster there because he's much closer. So I think Rubenstock should win this easily. It would surprise me if Interdimension takes this game. Like, Interdimension has to take the hill, in my opinion, now if he wants to win this.
yeah, it's looking pretty bad. I think Orcut is already down 20 pop. He should look at this. His only chance now is to mass back, make a huge army, and go for like one big attack instead of... Because this is not going to work, what he's doing now.
No, it's not gonna work. He's down in military numbers. His reinforcements are a little bit slower than Rubenstock's, and yeah, he has to go for one big push, as you said before, and try to take down everything Rubenstock has and take it from there, but at this rate it's not gonna work.
Market. Yeah, I don't...
Oh yeah, there's the market. There's the market already. Yeah, but let's see how this turns out. I mean, if Interdimension loses this game, it's already 2-0 for the Brazilian team. So the 1v1's game 2 would go to the Brazilian team actually.
Yeah, Orcut's holding it. He's holding steady, I would say, but I don't think Rubenstock has big advantage.
Yeah, he has the castle now as well, protecting all the golds actually. All the 4-5 big golds are covered by these 2 castles easily. Now a third one as well.
Like his scorps, interdimension scorps have been on the bottom of the hill all game, so they're not doing nearly as much damage as they could be. And yeah, this should be pretty quick. I think Rubenstock gets a few more siege rams out. I think I would have liked to see him go a little bit more heavy on rams, but
he seems okay
just to
for
soak
now.
up the scorp fire. Yeah. Oh, actually, never mind. Yeah, it's pretty much.
Actually, no. Yeah, but Interdimension actually used the market, but it's again down to nearly a 0 gold and doesn't have much wood and food left if he wants to keep pumping elephants, especially. So it's just downhill from here. Literally.
Yeah, you know what? I really like how Rubenstock, if you noticed, he has a small groups of paladins kind of in Interdimension space where he would have eco. I actually really like that idea. That's smart.
That's what you pointed out before. If you have an advantage, just keep raiding or raid your opponent to gain an even bigger advantage. That's exactly what Rubenstock is doing.
Like, you're so focused on the middle that if someone, you know, attacks you from the sides, and I've played a few practice games in this, you're just not expecting it and not ready for it like you would be in a normal map. Interdimension is doing what we said earlier, trying to mass up a big army now and go for one big attack, but it's just
I think it's too late. Yeah, GG. GG. Oh well, I think that was... If we can call a map win in this, I think that's the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame because on an even map, I think it would have been a really close game and exciting because they're both really similar players, but like you said, on the map, it was just over from the start, and Ruben, you know, he handled his advantage well.
Okay, so I think I still want to go for the third game, even though it's decided. The best of 3 series in this game 2 is decided. I think we should definitely go for the third game as well. It's a frank war on Green Arabia between Bruh and Jitba. But seems like it needed to be restored, so we only see the second half of it. Let's go. Alright.
I think Are you in the
Okay.
game? Or
Um,
no, it said I joined too late.
no, it's just stream ended. Alright. It seemed to be a pretty close game from what I can tell. It's 20 minutes in, and they're even on villager numbers and even on military numbers, but bro has the hill in front of Jitba's base. Oh, would have really liked to see that game. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I know Bro's been practicing a lot of Franks Wars. I played a few against him, and I think he's been playing with Kellen, so I'm not surprised that he was playing well.
Well, that's very unfortunate. But anyway, um, the games were decided. The best of 3 series was decided, so it's now 1-1 in the best of 7 series between the Brazilian team Ousadia and Alegria and Horse Force. It's much easier, Horse Force. Alright, so let's go for the third game. The third game is on Green Arabia, a 2v2 Hans and Hidden Civ. Alright, so what civilization would you go for in this setting as a second civilization additionally to Hans?
This is 2v2, right? Huns and Hidden, you said?
Hans and Hidden, yes.
I would go Saracens. I know a lot of people would say Goths. Wait, is this map pack or GA? I'm
It's
sorry.
Green
I'm
Arabia.
a little. Okay, yeah, I would go Saracens. I know some people would say Goths, but we'll see.
We'll see. Okay.
I think the pick in game 1 from the Brazilian team and Rubenstock specifically, I think that kind of tips their hand that they'll probably be going Hun Saracens, and I think Jibba and Orkut will go Huns Goths.
Yeah, so it's basically the same as in the first game, only on Green Arabia this time, not on Atacama. It's Rubenstock and Miguel in the south of the map versus Jitba and Interdimension in the north. Huns and Goths versus Huns and Saracens. And I think this time it's Huns versus Goths actually. No, Saracens versus Goths and Huns versus Huns.
First thing I notice, Rubenstock has a little bit of a problematic map because all his golds are forward.
Oh yeah, especially because Saracens are slower, way slower than Goths. That could be.
Yeah, I think
pretty
Jibba
bad.
is going to notice that and call for a double. I haven't seen this game yet, so I'm just guessing. I'm not going on any I've seen because I haven't watched this game yet. Just guessing, knowing how Jibba thinks in these type of games.
Yeah, he will notice it. He will notice it. I'm sure of that. Like I can't really see him not noticing it, but
Yeah,
I don't know
he's really good at
how
noticing
is
these type of
Roomstock
things.
supposed to secure these golds there in the front?
Well, you know what? If he's just against Goths, he can do it. But like I said, if he doubles at the right time, he's not going to be able to recover because all his golds will be in the fight or lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And no, I was just looking at the maps. Jibba's map is not the best either, but it's really going to depend on how they play as a team because Goths cannot compete with Saracens straight up. At least if Saracens is played right.
Well, let's see. Interdimension and Miguel are both pretty passive at the moment, actually. If I look at it, Miguel is now going forward with a few villages in his army, and right as I say that, Interdimension is heading out as well. Okay.
Yeah. I think Miguel, he has the right idea with going to the middle on that hill. He's actually putting castles on 2 crucial hills. If he gets them both up, he'll be in good shape, but... And Rubenstock is kind of struggling a little. He should have onagers out by now.
He should have, but he doesn't.
Okay.
He has a siege workshop now, he's putting up a second. And there's Miguel to help him out. He's doing a really good job, he can repel Jitba for now.
Oh, and Jibba's actually going to go double Miguel. Okay.
Oh, that is interesting. I think maybe they know that they can push him now that Miguel actually moved like 20 to 30 of his paladins on the other side. Maybe they think they can push Miguel now and end it rather quickly, because I don't think they want to go in the late game or in the later stages of the game, especially against Saracens.
Yeah, that's Goths is really strong against Huns, like especially like you said, if the paladins are out of the picture or there's not that many paladins in there, the Huskarl can do so much damage.
Yeah, against Thrash and against the arch units or the cavalry archers, they counter both of them pretty well.
Yeah,
And
Miguel's
they can
in
actually
a
sit
lot
on
of
the
trouble.
castle fire like with no problem at all. Now a ton of siege ram coming in for interdimension as well, so they really want to push Miguel now. And they're doing a really good job at it. And now Rubenstock comes into the picture as well, and these camels can actually devastate the Hun army if they're coming close to the cavalry archers. But
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a quick game because Rubenstock didn't get the market, and his army for Saracens standards is pretty weak right now. But he's not gonna be able to hold both Goths and Huns for Miguel, and Miguel is pretty much already dead, so this is gonna be a quick one as well. Pretty sure.
yeah, you think they're gonna call GG in a second as well?
Yeah, it looks that. It does look that way.
Yeah, like Miguel doesn't have a lot of army left. Same goes for Rubenstock actually. Only a few siege
Yeah.
onagers.
And look at Rubenstock, like he's so bottled into his base while Jibba's on every side of the map right now, in the middle, on Rubenstock's flank, fighting in Miguel's base. That's another advantage of Goths. Like
They're very versatile and mobile in the early game, especially, right?
exactly, and like Saracens, you really need like all your army together to be super powerful. You know what I mean? You can't split your army and be effective like Goths can.
Yeah, I think this is pretty much over. I mean, Miguel is getting pushed really hard on his side and is pretty much dead. He's on 60 population, which is very, very low in Hun standards, and it actually in all standard in deathmatch, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's over as well. I don't really see any way they could come back.
Especially with all these siege rams pushing all of these buildings. Yeah.
Yeah, and
pretty much over.
Rubenstock's about to get like 8 or 9 onagers. I think they're gonna could get caught out by.
By the Huskarls, yeah, that is.
yeah.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, that is painful to watch. All the siege onagers. Yeah, this is over.
Yeah.
But pretty unfortunate for Rubenstock. I mean, he had a better map in the 1v1s. Now he had a little bit of a worse map. I think it's kind of even in this regard, in the bigger picture.
Yep.
And GG. Well played by Chitpa and Interdimension, especially by Chitpa. I feel like he made all the right decisions, moving his army where it needed to be.
Yep, he doubled at exactly the right time. And he played it really well.
Alright. So it's 2-1 in favor of Horse Force. I'm glad it's in favor of Horse Force, so I don't have to pronounce the other name. Alright. And we are ready to go for game number 4, which is a 3v3 on Ghost Lake team random settings. Alright, so it's random civilization. Horse Force versus Ousadia and Alegria. So I'm really interested in which civilizations they get. Alright, whoa, that is... Was that team random? This is very interesting. Very interesting civilizations.
Yeah, I think it is team random.
Okay, yeah, because this could nearly be an RM RM game. with the civilizations, Spanish Huns and Vikings. It's a really interesting actually, the civilization matchup. Spanish have good trade, Huns are good at raiding, Viking can actually sling. But I'll let you talk for a minute and see what you're thinking about it.
I just think the problem with Vikings right now for Jidba's team, for Force team, they have him on the flank. Spring as Vikings is on the flank. He talks Spanish. So, and he also just built 2 siege workshops at the start, which is not really what you want to do. Like he should be clumping his base right now because if he doesn't, he's gonna lose the villagers. Paladins coming.
Yeah, it's pretty tough actually. Vikings can't do much against Paladins in my opinion. Or I think in everybody's opinion. He can't do much and Jitba is already going to him to help him out. Like that's the right call
Yeah,
to
and
do.
he's screwed up his clump pretty bad though. Like, see what he did. He tried to close off the right side, but he left. But like you said, Jidba's gonna help him, and he should survive. And now, if you see, Miguel is already slinging massive amounts of resources to Bruh as Huns, and I'm sure he sent some to Rubenstock too.
Wait, I'll turn you up a little bit. Okay, now it should be better. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I guess I would prefer Vikings in the middle on this map. Definitely, actually, just because it's a much safer spot to sling from.
Or if you have Viking on both flanks, maybe that works. Oh my god. What is this?
Yeah, exactly. And like Spring is making Scorps, which I don't really like. I would rather see him just go maybe pikes and some onagers and just sling the rest of his resources. Or even pikes and arbalists and just sling massive amounts of resources. Well, notice Orcut, he has like a bit, or Interdimension, I'm sorry, he has a good advantage right now with military, and he actually had a nice attack onto Bruh's main gold, but the problem is Bruh got like 10k resources slung to him, so even with this pressure, he's gonna be completely fine. Like, Interdimension's attacking him from multiple spots at once, and it would normally be really effective, but in this situation, it's not gonna work too well, I don't think. Spring and Jidba are actually having some success pushing Ruben back, but
Well, I don't think it will last for long, actually, because, I don't know, the Viking army is still pretty weak, and it doesn't really get a considerable number of units out at the moment.
yeah,
Plus,
and if you noticed,
they both get slung. They both get slung
yeah,
from Miguel,
Rubenstock
and
sent 13k to Rubenstock, so
yeah, the thing is that the Viking from Horseforce is making army, and the other Viking is just slinging both Huns and Spanish, who can just spam Paladins for days, actually. Then.
And you know what? If Spring had just not made all these Berserkers and Scorps and other stuff, and just slung like 6 or 7k gold to Jidba, I do think they would have had a chance to kill Ruben somewhat quick here. Just on sheer like mass, but I don't think it's gonna work because,
Yeah, because
he
Jitba is
hasn't
not
slung anything.
not even popped. He's at 100 population and only 50 military, so he could have had a much bigger population with a sling. I feel.
Yeah, and he's got 1k gold, and Spring hasn't sent anything to him yet.
Yeah, Spring is still making army, which is weird to see. And he doesn't have any eco. He doesn't make eco. He doesn't have any farms up. On the other hand, Miguel is slowly building farms. Slowly is a little bit of an understatement. And I think he will fully sling both his flanks, Rubenstock and Bro here. And both seem
Yeah,
to
and
do
he's
a really
also
good job
walling.
pushing both sides.
Yeah, Miguel is playing it, I would say, really well, but it's just like how you would, how you usually see Vikes played, especially in the middle in deathmatch. I think Spring's inexperience with the civilization
Yeah, he
is
hasn't
maybe a
played too
problem
much
here.
DM, only Huns mostly. And Mongols
Yeah,
a
and he's
little bit.
spamming berserkers. Like the berserkers are not going to do anything against Spanish armies.
Not really against paladins, and even worse against conquistadors.
Yeah, he's a bit lost right here in terms of what to do, I think.
Plus, he didn't get the wall off on the side of his trade as well,
Yeah.
so they can't really trade safely yet. That's a big disadvantage as well, because the other team already has started the trade, and they're
Yep, and it
both
looks like,
pushing on both sides.
yeah, I was just gonna say, it looks like Interdimension's in a lot of trouble. Not really surprising, considering how much sling Bra got, but it looks like Jibba's gonna have to go help him a bit, which is gonna put Spring in a big problem here. A second.
Yeah, he's still making army, especially on Ghost Lake. I think it's pretty tough as Viking flank, because sometimes it's a little bit awkward with the ice in the middle to actually wall off or get a good wall off as well.
Yeah.
So the civilization positions really favor the Brazilian team here in this instance.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I do think that like a more experienced, maybe deathmatch player just would have had a better idea of what to do than Spring had right here in terms of how to manage the situation. He was never going to be able to sling as much as Miguel, but he could have slung like a good portion of what Miguel did. Not as much, but a decent amount. He's only slung 800 resources, which isn't nearly enough.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Plus, yeah, plus maybe if Spring got the Huns and Interdimension got the Vikings, it could have been better. I don't know. Or it could have been a more even match. But as it stands for now, Horsefalls will definitely lose this game, even if Spring goes for the push, but he won't do anything with those pikemen and berserks and rams. Like, there's no chance.
Yeah, the one thing I would say is that whenever you have Spain in the game, just because of the trade bonus, it's so hard to like finish a game because that trade. I mean, both teams have Spain, so it evens out, but that trade bonus can keep you alive for so much longer than you would normally be able to survive. And if you notice, Jibba also had to make halves like 15 minutes into the game as a pocket player with Spain, which obviously isn't ideal.
Which is far from ideal. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
and it kinda shows the desperation at this point for the whole Force team. Like, the other team
and like
needs to know that they're really on the back foot if they're making halves from the pocket position.
exactly, and I'm surprised Jibba and I don't know if they did. I might have missed it. Hasn't been telling Spring, you know, like sling me, don't make berserkers, like kind of giving him directions, because in Spring's defense, like he hasn't played, you know, many team random deathmatch games. Like it would have been nice to see a little better communication.
I don't know which point of view it is. It might be the point. I think it's the point of view of Bro, so we don't see the chat messages from the Horseforce team.
Oh, okay. I thought I didn't know if that was the issue anymore. I mean, like that was still in place or not.
Yeah, but it's the point of view from Bro. I downloaded it from AOZ Zone. But I think
Yeah, so perhaps
I
have
don't
been
think that
telling
they didn't mention it to Spring they must have seen it, or they must have said something. Like, I don't think so. That they would have just let it go and let it slip like that.
Yeah, another thing, like maybe a not so obvious advantage of this thing is like, since Ruben can just count. Ruben right now is deleting villagers in his base near where his main gold was, because he knows that Miguel is basically making all the eco for him. He doesn't need more than like 80, 90 villagers. Whereas Jibba, not getting any sling, needs about 120. So that's like 30 or 40 more army that Ruben's going to be able to make than Jibba, even if they're both at pop, which they're not right now, because Jidba's extremely weak right now in the middle.
And 30 to 40 paladins make a huge difference. If you make paladins, 30 for the paladins can pretty much wreck any army, wreck any other army with the same numbers.
The one good thing, oh no, I was gonna say Spring at least walled off, but
He
it's
didn't get
open,
it.
so- Oh, he got it?
No, he didn't get it. He didn't get it. See, the paladins are in. Paladins are in.
Oh, right, okay. So yeah, this is looking really bad. I think we're cut, or I'm sorry, I keep messing that up. Interdimension is going for a raid onto the,
Well, I think most
Brazilian
people now
team's trade.
realized that it's interdimension.
yeah, it's pretty well known. But it looks like he'll be able to do some damage, but Bruh is reacting relatively quickly, so it's not going to be like a game changer.
I don't think that he will push it far enough to actually threaten the Brazilian team here.
Yeah, like it'll help. It'll maybe make it slightly closer, but like you said, it's not going to decide or change the tide of the game.
I think he
overall.
might even be pushed back here. Like, he doesn't have too much army to support his siege here, and if Bro actually remasses properly, he can easily push this back, especially with paladins.
Yeah, and I'm assuming Miguel is still. Let me see.
Oh, nice! Intervention is actually in the trade from the Brazilian team, but I don't think it will make too much of a difference.
Yeah, Miguel is still like just all out slinging, bruh. So, I mean, at this point, Miguel has already slung 60k resources, and Spring has slung 5. So obviously, he was never going to be able to sling as much as a pocket civ, but he could have slung maybe 35k by now.
Yeah, but
Still
I
bad.
think it was a little bit of miscommunication, especially in the beginning, because they didn't know the civilizations beforehand, right? So the first few minutes, or the first 4 minutes, Spring has to kind of improvise on what he thinks he should do. And Jitba realized it very quickly and just went to him. I think they planned it as Spring should just wall off and just let Jitba take it from there. But seems like a little bit of a miscommunication in the team here.
Yeah, definitely. I do have to kind of give credit to Interdimension. He's gotten 12k slung to him, some from Jidba, and Bruh's gotten 30k slung to him, and Interdimension's pretty much even with him. So
Well, if he didn't get help from Jitba when he got pushed, he would have been dead by now.
that's true. He did get saved a bit, but
But yeah, he's holding on really quick and even pushed him, so that's really good. But now look at the paladin number for Pro here. That is quite impressive.
and Rubenstock's in their trade right now with Paladins. You look in the
Yeah,
back
that's
of
a lot of
Jibba's
paladins in
base.
the trade. I think they will call it GG in a matter of a few minutes.
The populations are still healthy, but they're so far behind in terms of like positioning on the map and just
Not only positioning, but also in unit choices and unit combinations. Like the Brazilian
like-
team
look,
has
like you said,
much
bruh.
far superior army.
yeah. And I'm gonna look at the gold counts. All the gold counts of the Horse Force team are pretty low right now. You can tell their trade is hurting a bit, and Rubenstock just did a lot of damage with that raid. Yeah, it should be over pretty soon. I don't really see any way back for Horse Force.
Yeah, Jitba even making onages at this point. Interesting. I think against
Yeah,
the,
he's
against them,
he's
definitely.
desperate. He wants to hold that hill, because that's like, if they lost that hill, there would be no possible way to defend
Yeah,
anymore.
but Roomstock just has to bring more paladins, and they just will take this
Exactly.
hill with horse force actually. To put it that way, to put it bluntly.
Yeah, there's just no way that they can come back from this. The one chance was that Interdimension somehow overpowered Bra in that last push.
Yeah, but
But,
there was no way. Like, I don't feel like.
Well, yeah. The only thing I'm saying is since he was so close to where their trade line is, just
Oh,
because
yeah.
of the layout of the map. Like if he had, somehow got a big push on Bra, he could have taken out a lot of trade cards, but
Yeah,
it's
the only
that's not
really
gonna happen
way
anymore.
I see this game going in favor, or I would have seen this game going in favor of Forceful is if actually Interdimension in the early game would have pushed Bro and then into Miguel's space or something. I think that would have been the only possibility, really.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
and
on the
then
other side, you're always on the back foot because Jitba's reinforcements are much slower than Rubenstock's, of course.
yeah, and like it's like a ripple effect too. Like if everyone on your team is, constantly defending for one reason or another, it's just so hard to play that way. Like you need at least one side to be pushing so that you can cause the other, the team to react and raid, etc. But they never really had a chance considering the sling amount.
Yeah.
To be fair.
And full mass paladins just beat pretty much everything.
Yep.
Maybe
I like
except
how
for
Bruh is just going
Mamelukes.
only paladin. Yeah, if you notice, Bruh added like 20 stables and it's just going strictly paladin, which I like because at this point of the game with the full trade and the sling, he can afford it. And like you said, it's the best unit for this type of game.
Plus, what I really like is that he deleted all of his initial military buildings to make more space for the trade. I really like that as well.
Yeah, I think he even deleted a lot of villagers. He
Yeah, he might have.
has
He has actually 92.
he has 40 villagers.
Oh no.
Well,
92.
he has 47 trade units and
Oh, right.
40 something villagers. So yeah, he definitely deleted a lot of vills and is just going trade and army, which is smart considering he has Miguel to sling him eco whenever he needs.
And Horsefall still are clinging to this hill. It's quite impressive how they're still holding this one. I
Yeah,
thought it would.
Jibba's giving it a shot.
Yeah. I'm still impressed by how Jitba is still able to spam so many gold units constantly. Like he always had a considerable amount of army. Quite impressive.
And if you notice, Miguel is up to 93k slung resources right now. He has only villagers, 200 villagers, nothing else.
Yeah, I think they will call GG in a second. Now they lost the hill on the right side. Trebuchets are moving in, another castle is coming up for Rubenstock right in front of the hill. I think they will call GG.
And Rubenstock's attacking, like he's ramming the right side of Spring's walls, he's ramming the middle walls, and he's attacking the left side, so
He's attacking on multiple fronts.
there's no way, yeah, there's no way that Jibba and Spring can react to all those things at once.
But I really like Spring's pikemen. He's making really good use of them, I think. He's even taking down the traps.
Take out a couple traps, yeah.
So pikemen don't really stand a chance against paladins, even when mass. Vikings has just really a hard time against any paladin civ.
Yep. Inner Dimension's still holding somewhat.
Yeah, because he has
pretty
this
good
small
job from
hill
him,
in the
to
back
be
of his
honest.
base. He has a small hill in the back of his base that works for him, but I think Bro is just not really stressing it at the moment. He's just slowly pushing, taking out buildings one by one, and just doesn't want to waste too much army. I think he's just playing it safe at the moment.
Yeah, and Rubenstock's back in their trade a bit with Paladin in near Springs markets.
Oh yeah, there it is.
I don't really like what Jidba did with his markets. I hate when people do that to me, when they like take up the whole corner and then like you see with Spring, he had to put his like...
Yeah, and it's really
tell him to
awkward
delete that.
actually for the trade cuts going through the front markets, but there's the GG.
Yeah, and it kind of like doesn't allow you to place yours in the corner like you would like,
Yeah.
But
A little bit selfish here.
yeah, I always like flare and I'm like, delete that crap whenever someone does that to me. But yeah, it was a pretty easy win for Force. They played it much better.
No, for the Brazilian team. Horse Force
Oh,
lost.
right. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant.
So it's 2-all at this point. All right, and I think we covered all the things that were important in this game and why they lost and why the Brazilian team won. So my suggestion is we go straight into game 5, which will be played on the map pack, and the civilizations are Franks, Mongols, and Huns. All right, this screams Horse Force.
And the score now overall is 2-2, right?
Yeah, it's 2-2.
2-2.
And
Okay.
the civilizations in the next game just scream Horse Force, in my opinion. And I've seen them practice. I think it was Jitba with, or was it Orchid with? No, it was Jitba with Hans, I feel like, and Orchid with Franks, or vice versa. I'm not entirely sure. And Spring was Mongols. So let's see. All right.
Yeah, I definitely think Jibbo will go Huns. And what was the other civ besides Mongols?
Franks
Well,
and
we're about to
Mongols.
find out. Okay, yeah.
All right, it's Baltic. 3v3 on Baltic. If we look at the map straight away, Jitba is at a huge disadvantage. Huge disadvantage in comparison to Roomstock here. Like, Roomstock can make his docks straight away. Jitba has to walk miles and miles to actually make docks on his side of the map.
Yeah, and I think Mongol Pocket on this map is the best option, right?
Might be. I'm not too.
Best
might be, yeah.
ships. I'm not an expert on water at all, so
And what I really don't like is actually that Spring made a castle in the stable first. He made a stable. That's fair enough, but I don't feel like he's quickly enough with his dog. And there he gets caught out. Oh my god, that is really bad. He gets caught
By the
out with
wall,
the slide
yeah.
calf. That's delaying him a lot. And Bro on the other side has already had his dogs built. So seems like Water is lost already for Horse Force. Like, I don't see them coming back from this.
But
Brazilian
I think
team
Ruben
already
is
has
just gonna
dogs up.
destroy them. Like, yeah, Rubenstock already has what 8 docks up as Mongols, and he's going right to Spring. And Jidba doesn't even have. Oh, Jidba has like 3 or 4 up, but
Yeah, but it's not
I
really
agree.
helping. Yeah, they're at a huge disadvantage already, and oh my god, look at Spring's walls on the right side. Just didn't get the wall off, and all the paladins are coming in from Bro as well. That is really unfortunate.
Also, I think Inner Dimension's making a mistake. First of all, he didn't wall fast enough. Second of all, he's going galleons instead of fast fire ships. Which I
No,
think with
galleons are
Franks-
fine in my opinion. Galleons are pretty fine. Maybe for the
Well, from what
initial attack, especially when you're close, fires are the better choice. But in the long run, you want to go for galleons definitely.
Yeah, but like the issue is, like the one thing he had over Huns was the fast production. I think for the fire ships or whatever for the fast attack, because now I believe Franks, yeah, they're missing the last attack upgrade on the galleons, so I think
Oh yeah, they don't have
yeah, I
bracer.
think it's gonna be an issue.
Franks don't have
Yeah,
bracer.
or
Chemistry, they have chemistry.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah,
Okay, so no bracer.
But no bracer, which is a major disadvantage because you don't need. You not only have -1 attack, you also have -1 range in comparison, which is
Yeah,
huge.
so I don't think he's gonna be able to keep up on water,
No,
even though
never.
he's got.
Never. Even if he has a little bit of a numbers advantage, he won't stand up against the Hun galleons with fully upgraded galleons. There's no chance.
Yeah, and if you look at the populations, like Ruben has 106 population right now, and no one on Horse Force has over 70. And Jidba's docks are about to get eaten up by Rubenstock's galleons.
And he desperately wants to get this castle up. And even sends in paladins to soak up some of the galleon fire here. To get this castle up, and he got it up actually. I think they will play on for a while, but in my opinion it's already lost at this point.
Yeah, I see Bro went fast fire ships as Franks, and that's why I think at the start, at least, it's a better option.
Yeah,
And I
especially
think-
when you're so close, and especially with Franks, you're right, but especially when
exactly.
you're close.
And like you said, his docks are so close to springs that it was like perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, look at that, bro, making very good use of his paladins, just patrolling them near the galleons and soaking up the fire. I really like this choice. Paladins do make a really good shield for other units against galleons. That is really smart.
and Mongols, like, my understanding with this type of map is like you really need the Mongols to be super strong on water to help you with the water control. And right now, Ruben has about, what, 100 ships out, and Spring has almost none, so...
Yeah, well, not the ones he has will get killed off pretty quickly. He has made a good job in putting up castles to defend for now, but it's just really unfortunate that he got caught by the light cav in the first few minutes. That delayed him so much, and he didn't get support from Jitba either because he was so late and had so far such a far walk with his villager. And now look
if
at
you
that.
ask-
Mongols has already like 12 to 20 elite cannon galleons to take down everything. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's just gonna... Like, Jib is trying to push back on water, but I just don't see it working at all. Even with Interdimension helping him.
Yeah, he did a
Rubenstock
really
just
great
has
job
too
actually
much.
taking this back. I wouldn't have expected that to take the water back actually in the middle, but I don't feel like
Yeah,
it's over.
I
Wow,
think
this
it'll
is
be
so
short.
scary. This is so scary on the left side from Roomstock here. Look at the cannon galleons. They just have to they just one-shoot castles like it was nothing. It's such a
And
funny
I see
picture.
Interdimensions pushing the corner, Miguel's corner, with Paladin and Rams, but they need that corner because Spring has no chance of getting his, really.
Yeah, so they need the corner for the
So-
trade. They will just move their markets to the other side and they will be fine actually.
Right, right.
The
So,
only
like,
thing that
it's not
hurts
even,
them
like,
a little bit
huge-
is the additional golds, but I think it won't matter for now because the game is already over, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. And now Miguel has some cannon galleons too. He's taken out Interdimensions castles. Spring is
Imagine
pretty
Spanish
much
in
completely
this
dead.
with the cannon galleons. That would be fun.
I was gonna say earlier, I think if you asked the Horse Force team like what one map they really don't want to get versus a bunch of random map players primarily, it would probably be like something like this, like mostly water, something deathmatch players don't play too often. Even Spring, like everyone knows in random map he doesn't really play water maps.
No, he's not.
Whereas
he's not
Miguel,
he's not on the
Bra-
level like the other players in Water, definitely.
Yeah, so probably a little unfortunate for Horse Force to get this map out of the map pack, but then again,
Not
you
only
have to
that,
be prepared.
but also the map positions they're in. Like, it's pretty unfair,
That's
especially
true.
for the pockets.
Yeah, Mongo's pocket I think is the best, and like you said, like you pointed out at the start, the distance from the pockets to the water was huge.
I think if Jitba was fast enough and like on even equal terms with Roomstock and getting his stocks up, I think he could have supported Spring earlier and might have even taken out all the fire ships from Bro and pushing him back. I feel like it would have made for a better game, but now it's just Horse Force just clinging on everything they have, and maybe they will try to make a push on land, but I don't really see them succeeding, especially because you can actually shoot from the water into the choke points on the side of the map.
Yeah, I don't really see any way back for them. It's GG. Spring's population is 70. everyone on the Brazilian team is pretty much pushing pop limit.
Tough, it's exclamation mark status instead of title. It's not title, it's status to change the title. Just so you know. Alright. I think they will call GG pretty soon.
Yeah, Rubenstock playing really well.
Oh yeah, he's been playing well all the games actually. A little bit
Yeah.
unfortunate with the Saracen picks, but other than that, he's been playing really well, I think. Even in the Saracen games actually, he held pretty well in both games.
Yeah, now I guess at this point, they can just decide if they even want to land. The Brazilian team, they could just land and pretty much finish the game, but they might not even have to do that because the game is, for all intents and purposes, over.
Yeah, we called that. It's been for all these games actually.
Miguel just transported like 10 trebs.
Oh wow, 10
If you
traps
see.
and a bunch of sea trams as well. That is
Yeah.
that is a magnificent force. But Jitba has a couple of paladins there. He will deal with it for now. And Miguel even walling the other side and getting the golds. I really like that. And the paladins from Interdimension are not quick enough. He's pushing out to get the additional golds.
Yeah.
Okay, and even look at that. Even most of Spring's eco is exposed to the galleons from Bruh. Also with the only +2 range, but and now Bruh is actually Roomstock is actually making Mangadai and trying to push on land as well.
Just like, even if they somehow... There's just no way back, because how would they ever redock? You know what I mean? Like, with this big a water disadvantage, there's no water in the back. And now they're gonna... Yeah, they're just buying time with, like, killing those trebs. Giving themselves for, like, 5 or 10 more minutes. Didba has, like, 100 land army built up.
Yeah, but what is he going to achieve with that?
Yeah.
Not really much, because
Like,
they can
even if
just
they try to
wall.
transport, it would just get killed, right?
They can't transport. I think they don't have a dock left. Do they?
Yeah, so...
Yeah, two docks left, but it's not enough to.
Maybe he's
achieve anything.
anticipating. Yeah.
And now the Brazilian team just has to end it on land, basically. Maybe land with, I don't know, a few villages, build some stables or something, and just end the game. Maybe stables, siege workshops, and Roomstock on the other side with some Mangadai or whatever.
Yeah, I think Bruh is gonna prepare to petard rings walls.
One
the right
petard won't
side.
be enough. Oh, they're coming even more.
Yeah, he's gonna
more
get like
petards.
4 and be able to break through almost immediately. Spring has some army out though, so I guess he's anticipating.
This game is going on for longer than I thought.
Especially because they have no trade, you know.
Yeah,
Like, very
especially
little
there's no
trade.
trade. Oh yeah, you're right. They can't trade at all because look at the choke points. Like if you send
Yeah,
trade
they can
through there,
trade short.
they could trade short.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're correct. They are trading short actually. Look at that.
But it's gonna be such a... Like, compared to the trade of Brazilian team, it's like nothing.
Yeah, it's really nearly nothing. Oh, and look at that. Miguel is actually landing with a castle. Really well done. He's getting the castle up. He's making stables. Seems like he's trying to spam paladins in their ecos.
And I see what Horse Force, they're gonna go for that corner. Moving all their army
on
there.
the right side.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah, they're preparing. Siege just from the Mongols. Elite Mangadai, but Roomstock sees it, so he can actually put his main force of galleons there and make the fight even
exactly,
harder
that's
for
all it's
Horse
gonna
Force.
take.
Okay, let's see this fight. They're not engaging yet. Okay, now they're engaging. See, the Brazilian team needs to be careful here, not to waste too much. Not to waste too much. I think they can hold on easily with these walls, but they need to be careful. But they can't really take an advantage of the number advantage because of the choke point. The Paladins are too clumped up to really make most full use of them. Actually, they have the huge, they have more Paladin numbers, but they're not really fighting, so they can't really push their advantage there. Even getting pushed back a little, and the siege has to deal with the with the boats, the galleons.
And that was really like their all-in chance, you know, like they have to rush to win the game at this point.
Yeah, it didn't seem like an all-in, but it was pretty all-in actually, seeing what a huge amount of army they had at that time.
And the Brazilian team is more than happy to just break even on these fights because they know that their trade advantage is going to kick in eventually.
Oh, they didn't even trade even. I think they traded even better than the Brazilian than the Horse Force team. I think they lost way more Paladins than brought it. Chitpa lost way more Paladins.
Yeah, and look now, Miguel is landing with like 25 stable.
Oh wow, that's exactly what I said with a stable landing. Oh, that is a huge amount. That is a huge.
They're gonna just take out the small amount of market trade that Horse Force had.
He will just spam Paladins for days. He has so many resources. He might even delete some of his galleons to get some numbers because he's popped already. But it seems like Spring is now going for the push, but Sejon is just coming in from Roomstock, helping him out, killing a lot of Mangadai from Spring, actually.
Sorry, I'll be right back, 1 minute.
Oh yeah, no problem. Killing a lot of army from Spring here. And now even the demolition ships coming in for Bro on this side. Maybe they will do some damage here. Could be the case. Now let's see. Back into a corner. And Spring is not getting to a corner and wasting all of his Mangadai in this in the fight on the right side. That's very unfortunate. And now let's look at these demolition ships. Are they going to do damage? Yes, they already killed some of the Mangadai. And seems like this all-in from Horseforce team on the right side of the map is getting pushed back. And also the Paladin spam from Miguel is real and steal actually, and literally. And maybe Horseforce will be able to repel this, but doesn't seem like it for now. And now the Roomstocks Elite Mangadai come in and I just wait for the GG right now because there's no way they're defending from this. Elite Mangadai now coming in, a few siege onages, but I don't think that Spring has many resources left. No, he doesn't have any gold actually. And only tons of food, but that won't help him against Elite Mangadai. Even Paladins now coming in. And Miguel's attack seems to be repelled for now, kind of. The stables are still not destroyed. A lot of galleons helping these Paladins out on the shoreline, but that's about it. A lot of trade cards, but really short trade, not really ideal. As you see, the gold count for Spring is not getting up anytime soon, so... Roomstock is playing this very safe, trying to push, steady to push. They have the water advantage, so they don't really need to stress anything here. They just can slowly push this game and take it eventually.
I don't know how Jibba still has like 4K gold.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. He always seems to have army. He's holding on for longer than anybody else and always has a considerable amount of resources. And is even now slinging Spring 1k gold. That is quite impressive.
Yeah, his gold economy is always so strong. It's like part of what makes him so good.
Yeah, but they kind of repelled Miguel's attack, but Miguel is still overwhelming them right now in Paladin count.
Hey man, I actually have to take off now, but
alright.
I think after this it'll be 3-2 for the Brazilians, right?
Yeah, I don't think they will push this back, and there's a GG.
Yeah,
right,
so I probably won't be able to make it back for the last couple games, but it's great casting with you guys, and good luck.
Right,
enjoy the rest of the games, okay?
Thank you for your expertise.
Okay, man, take care. I wouldn't call it that, but thanks for having me, man. Take care.
Thank you. See you.
Yeah.
All
User
right.
disconnected from your channel.
Seems like we have to go on our own. If any deathmatch expert is watching, I would really appreciate it. Or someone else wants to co-cast, feel free to do so. Because when I'm by myself, it's a little bit hard. All right. So it's... Sorry about that. It's now 3-2 for the Brazilian team. They're one game in favor of Horse Force. Yeah, Tony, I already asked Callan to co-cast with me, but he's busy at the moment, so... Alright. Let's go into game 6 then. Game 6 actually are again 3 simultaneous 1v1 matches. Yeah, and they're actually it's actually the deciding game. Or maybe one of the deciding games. It's best of 7, so the Brazilian team might even take it in these 1v1s. I don't think they will take it because in 1v1s the Horse Force team I think is favored. Let's see, what are we going for first here? I think I will... Let's go Roomstock versus Spring. Roomstock versus Spring, game 6, 1v1. Alright. Okay, so it's a 1v1 on, I think this map is called Plains? No, Prairie. This map is Prairie. It's Chinese versus Chinese on both sides. So Spring in the south, in the blue, versus in the gray or black, it's Roomstock. Okay. Right at first we can see they start off with 2 scouts. So it's really, you have to really be aware of raiding and such. Don't lose too many villages in the beginning, because if you lose too many villages, everything gets delayed and you will eventually fall behind too drastically. But as we can see here, Spring is doing a very good job at actually walling off his villages and getting his buildings up. On the other side though, seems like Roomstock was a little bit quicker and didn't lose any villager, and both light cav got killed by a heavy camel. Okay, right. Roomstock actually raiding a lot more in comparison to Spring here. Spring is being very defensively surprising to me because he has these front goals he has to be aware of. On the other hand, kind of back goals for Roomstock, so he's still playing really aggressively. He's even making archery ranges, which is a little bit odd. I'm not sure why he would make archery ranges, especially if he has castles and can pump 2 canoes. But seems like Roomstock is already at an advantage. He has already 2 castles up and a little bit of a military advantage, and has actually taken the lead here, or taken the initiative to attack. Okay, so Roomstock is making arbalest and skirmishers. Seems like he just wants to give his army a little bit more depth, and actually is making a market as well, so he's going to sell a little bit. So I guess he wants to give his army a little bit more depth and more numbers in comparison to Spring, who has only Chukunus and camels at the moment. Spring though, a little bit quicker with adding siege onagers. So if he gets some good shots, he could actually turn this into his favor very quickly. And maybe he's even getting to deny the castle. That would be really good for him, but doesn't seem like he's going to do that, and he should GB right now because he doesn't want to waste too much army. He doesn't... Spring, go back, please. Come on, Spring, go back. Alright. Spring seems to be on the back foot, especially with his front goals. He should be very cautious of not losing this. If he loses his army, if he loses his front army, both his goals are exposed, and if your goals are exposed, you're pretty much dead. And he didn't even use the market. So Roomstock already used the market. So if Spring actually wants to use the market, he's already behind in that regard as well. He really has to be aware of that. And now Roomstock with the castle, he tries to destroy the castles from Spring here, but it gets caught out by an onager and is down as well. Now if you look at the economies of both guys, Spring is a little bit better in developing his eco. He has 28 villages in comparison to 22 of Roomstock. But the military, Roomstock has a huge military lead with 100 army in comparison to 70 from Spring, which is mostly though heavy camels, which don't stand a chance really against Chukanus that much. But I really like this forward siege workshop and stable from Roomstock in the south of the map, trying to pressure the other gold or the third gold from Spring here. I really like this play, and even with a castle and some Jukanus, this could win him the game in the long run, I feel like. The heavy camels are a good option just to have a mobile unit, especially in the beginning. I'm not too sure why Roomstock is still making heavy camels in the mid game, but in the early game it makes sense to have a good versatile raiding unit in the beginning. And I think he wants to do the heavy camels even like he's doing right now to deal with the siege, onagers coming in quickly and killing them off. And he's doing a really good job at the moment, and that's why you use heavy camels. He actually killed all of Spring's siege. Wow, that was huge, and it's now pushing with all of his Chukanus and all of his army, even bringing now his own onagers, which get caught out by Spring, caught out of position here. Oh, that is that is quite unfortunate for Roomstock here. He's a little bit sloppy here in protecting these, but he's saved enough for now. Getting a little bit pushed back in the front, but that push was very nice. In the south of the map, actually, these siege workshops are idle, but if Roomstock so desires, he can produce from both the siege workshops, from this castle, from the stables, and push Spring off this gold here. So this fight is really crucial, especially for Spring, since he wants to save the golds. And if you look at the economy, it's pretty much even. Kill and KD ratio is even as well. The military numbers are still in favor of Roomstock here. If you look at both his resources, Roomstock is nearly on 0 wood at the moment, and he doesn't have any. He has some woodcutters, but he has to be a little bit cautious here. He doesn't have too much wood to replenish his wood-heavy army, actually. Spring, on the other hand, he didn't do the market. That's what's significant here. He didn't do the market, and thus he has more wood and food left, more than Roomstock at this point. And I feel like Roomstock actually did the market because he wants to push Spring because of his front golds. If he has front golds, you want to have the market, you want to push fast to keep your opponent off gold, but Spring really did a good job in holding this front line against this market strategy, and now seems like he's actually in a little bit of an advantage here in the long run. The villager numbers are still fairly similar. No, actually, saying that Roomstock has made so many villages in time. Like, he's on 80 villages right now, and he's now even pushing the third gold, as I said before. And nice raiding here from Spring with his light calf, but that doesn't make too much of a difference at this point, I feel like. And Eve is now really getting pushed back again in the front, which is really unfortunate. Roomstock losing a lot of villagers, but is still in a 20 villager lead at this point in time, and he's trying to regain some more control of his gold, but he's not, and his golds are slowly running out. So I wouldn't be surprised if this game was over pretty soon. Spring doing a really good job though, holding on for now. Did Roomstock delete one of his castles? I don't think so. That would be odd. I didn't see it. If I didn't see it, it's I'm sorry, but it would really surprise me. Okay. Or was there a castle in the front? I'm not sure. Alright, so still a little bit of a stalemate going on in the middle. And Roomstock trying to push on this side. A lot of light cavalry though for Spring. What is he trying to do with them? I'm not too sure. Let's look at his food. Okay, he doesn't have any food left. So that's practically all his food that he had available to him is now spent on those light calves. And those light calves will die to this castle. Pretty sure. He's still pushing in the middle a little bit, or is trying to push in the middle, but he's actually wasting a lot of 2 canoes there. To the skirmishes, to the 2 canoes from Roomstock, and to the onager. I think he's trying for one last push. He doesn't have much food left, he doesn't have much wood left. I think he's trying for one last push and to take this game, but Roomstock just needs to camp this out at the moment, I feel like. He has a huge villager lead, he has a military lead, he will destroy all those trebuchets, and Spring won't get this castle up in the front, like there's no chance. Spring still trying to get some raiding in, but it's not too significant at the moment. I'll pay a little bit more attention to the front here. Spring is not getting the castle up, Spring's trebuchets are getting destroyed, Spring's siege is getting destroyed. This castle won't go up. Oh come on Spring, don't do this. He desperately tries to get the castle up, but it will never go up. You have to GP with the villagers, Spring. Okay, and in the north of the map, still light cavalry raiding, but light cavalry don't, even with the 6 pierce armor, can die pretty quickly against raiding. They're not like paladins or anything in raiding purposes. When it comes down to raiding. Alright. And now he's pushing back again. This game is really back and forth. It seems like he actually regained his crown and regained his 3rd gold. But he's not mining gold at the moment. Let's get to his point of view. Yeah, he's on 99 gold. Which is far from ideal. Let's put it that way. And this castle goes up. But Spring is still not mining gold. He's nearly completely out of resources. And can't really push Roomstock at the moment, who is building more and more eco as the game advances. And still has so much gold to mine on his side of the map. Like, he won't run out of gold in a very long time. Let's go to his point of view. Yeah, he's on 1k gold at the moment. And wood and food are easily replenishable. Alright. Not too much going on at the moment. Pretty stalematey. Don't see too much going on. A little bit of a Chukanu raid. Pretty nice on Spring's farms. Getting a few villager kills. Trebuchets moving in to destroy those town centers. And Spring is a little bit caught out of position with his army at the moment. And these trebuchets are just taking down the town centers one by one, and Roomstock is, I think, trying to playing it safe right now. He's slowly pushing his advantage. He knows that Spring is eventually going to run out of gold at this rate. He even made one siege ram to deal with the castle. And yeah, I think Roomstock will take this. He will play it safe from here on out. and just slowly push Spring. Roomstock needs to be careful though, not to waste too much army here. Oh, that was a pretty prick waste actually. I think Roomstock is in the position to actually trade armies, but he doesn't want to get Spring back into the game by wasting a huge amount of army. But what is really good for Roomstock is that he's again pushing on multiple fronts here. He's pushing on this side, he's pushing in the middle, he's pushing in the center, he's pushing on the right, in the south, everywhere. And seems like Spring just got the castle up before Roomstock on his 4th gold. But I don't really see Spring coming back from this. And now he just wasted a bunch of Chukanus against the Onagers as well. Alright, so few stables as well coming up. The castle on the 3rd gold from Spring going down. These villagers are now exposed to Roomstock's raiding, and Roomstock's economy is looking very fine at the moment. Actually, he's 120 to 75 villagers, and he can just easily trade armies now. Now that he has the military advantage yet again with 60 against 45 military. He's making very good use of his Chukanus, GPing them when the Onagers come in, taking a lot of Chukanus out with his own Onagers. Saying that, Roomstock actually wasted some more. And yeah, now he can just go back to his castle now that he had this favorable trade-off. And even more villagers are getting killed by the light cav. And Spring has to GB from his gold yet again. If you look at a gold card from Spring, 300 gold for Spring at the moment, and 1k5 for Roomstock on the other hand. Let's see. Oh god, Spring, what are you doing? Are you... Spring is wasting his onagers against the castle. Are you for real? Well, he took out 4 Chukanus for 5 onagers. That was clearly not worth it. And even getting even more raided on his side of the map, and he's nearly on all 0 resources, 200 food, 100 wood and 100 gold. This castle is getting denied for now, but even Roomstock laughing here. But yeah, Spring will just waste yet more army here in the front. And Lightcap coming in, trying to get a little bit of raid in, but I don't really see Spring still coming back. I mean, I've said it a lot of times right now, but Spring is making a really good job at holding on. And now even Cavalier from Roomstock. I shouldn't say so much that he can't come back from this, because he's holding on that well. Alright, so yeah, big fight in the middle now. I think this is the last fight. It should be the last fight. More Rand, more Siege Workshop, more castles, a Trebuchet, Cavalier. Spring should know now that Roomstock has more gold at the moment than him. He's still on 100 gold. Roomstock, on the other hand, with nearly 0 gold as well, but is he still mining? Not really, actually. How many relics does he have? He has 1 relic. Yep, and Spring has not even a monastery. So Spring didn't really think about the relics yet. He doesn't even have a monastery. He clearly got pushed all game. Like, it was just a holding game for Spring until this point. And Roomstock is even wasting more Chukanus. This is painful to watch. Oh my god, even more Chukanus going down. But now 190 to 80 population. Spring is now really stuffed into his own base. Nothing really he can do at this point. He's still desperately trying to repair his castle and holding on multiple fronts. Now Roomstock again, attacking in the center, attacking on the left, attacking on the right, everywhere he can. And this last castle will be going down quickly, and there's a GG from Spring. Well played by Roomstock. He chose the right strategy going market against the front golds from Spring. And Spring did a really good job at holding on, but it simply wasn't enough in the long run. Okay, so it's 1-0 now for the Brazilian team. It's 1-0 now for the Brazilian team in the best of 3 series in game 6 of the best of 7 series. I hope we got it right. All right. Cool. Now let me move this a little bit out of the way. Let's go Miguel versus Interdimension. The second from the 3 1v1s. It is the Spain War on map pack. Yeah, you know the password now. You can come in if you want, but I can change the password even. Alright. And it's Prairie again. Oh, alright. It's Prairie yet again. It's a map from the map pack. It's Spanish War and 2 Hussars for both of the players. Interdimension for Horse Force in the south and LOS Miguel Sin for the Brazilian team in the north. Miguel is a little bit running in the wrong direction with his Hussars. I think he's now realizing it, and the other 2 Hussars are already coming in to play and getting a kill on this villager here. Maybe. If Miguel isn't quick enough, but he is quick enough, and they are the first paladins out to getting rid of the Hussars. Let's see about their start. Actually, Miguel had a much better start. He has already more military numbers than Interdimension. It seems like he was a little bit busy with raiding, so he didn't queue up his stables. And now they're adding the barracks to counter the paladins. And a lot of buildings coming up for both the players. Villager numbers are fairly equal, so they're even on that. Maybe 1 villager more for Miguel. And military numbers are slightly in favor of Interdimension right now, so seems like he got a little bit of a better start in the long run. Yeah, Spanish villagers have a lot of HP, they're really strong actually. I think if you take like 3 of them, you could kill a Hussar or something like that. With their 80 HP and 9 attack. Pretty insane actually. If you look at the map, like front-ish golds for Interdimension, and also front main gold for Miguel, though they have pretty safe additional golds on both sides. I think the golds are pretty balanced on this map. As we see the first initial fights going down, I think it's slightly in favor of Miguel here, first fights, but I feel like Interdimension can take these fights because the military numbers are just much better than Miguel. I think he realizes that and goes very aggressively here. Though he shouldn't take this fight, he shouldn't waste too much army. Miguel very well pulling his paladins back to let his halberdiers fight against the paladins initially, and then the paladins just come in and clean up. That was a really good fight from Miguel here. I really liked his control in this instance. And I feel like the more the game progresses, the more the fight will go from the center or in between the bases into the side of the map to all the golds. But yeah, let's see. Siege Ram's already out for Interdimension. And he's quickly trying to overwhelm Miguel here, it seems like. And yeah, Interdimension just wants to overwhelm Miguel at this point, but Miguel clinching on his position, and he's holding his position pretty well. Even making now Conquistadors also coming on for Interdimension as well. But Interdimension might even be able to push his advantage right now. He is double the military population. He has 100 military in comparison to 50 military from Miguel. That is quite overwhelming at this point, and even with siege rams, I don't see siege rams from Miguel yet. He has a few queued up there, but totally out of position. But he needs something to counter siege rams from Miguel, but it seems okay for now. Nice rating though on the main gold from Miguel, from Interdimension. He's getting a lot of villager picks here, a lot of gold mining time, and actually offensive castle adds his main golds. So this could be a fairly quick game actually in favor of the Horseforce team this time. They need to win this game. If they lose another 1v1, they will lose the series. It is the group stage, so it won't be out of the tournament, but if they lose the best of 3 series in the 1v1s, they will lose the whole best of 7 series against the Brazilian team here. Alright, Conquistador's doing a lot of work here. The Conquistador numbers are much in favor of Miguel, and he's holding on for now, it seems like. What about the additional golds? Interdimension doesn't really have too many on gold yet, and none of them have reached out for these additional gold piles, but Interdimension is patrolling these paladins back and forth here to maybe intercept Miguel from taking them. Yeah. I think like Interdimension has a huge advantage at the moment. Miguel even was forced to make a market here to make up for his reduced mining time. Because you run out of gold very quickly, especially with these civs, you run out of gold very quickly, and you need the mining time. You need the gold mining as fast as possible, and that's why he had to do the market earlier, because he was eventually running out of gold. But now he's pushing back really well. He's pushing the dimension back really well with halberdiers, with siege rams, and conquistadors backing his army up. I really like this play right now. Seems like he turned it around pretty well here. Wow, I didn't expect this sort of comeback for now from Miguel. These conquistadors are really doing a lot of work here with the support of the siege rams. Or actually the siege rams doing a lot of work with support of the conquistadors. And a trebuchet now trying to take down the castle as well. Good job here from Miguel, but this trebuchet is getting taken down by paladins. Really well pushed out here from Miguel. It's not the comeback that I expected here, but he pushed Interdimension back for now, though he is on the back foot. He is on the back foot, definitely. And seems like Interdimension already has taken control of these additional 3 pile gold mines here, and Interdimension is now finally getting pushed off his main gold and has to run all of his villages back. He's still on the back foot. A lot of elite conquistadors, a lot of siege rams for Interdimension, and well, let's see if he can bring it back. The only real opportunity for Miguel I see here, if he masses a ton of siege rams, supports his army with a ton of halberdiers, saying that he doesn't have a lot of food, supports his army with more halberdiers, getting 200 pop and maybe trying to push back. Seems like Orkut Interdimension here is a little bit too defensive. Maybe he's trying to remass as well. He's even adding more paladins, which will help him tremendously, especially if Miguel only makes halbs. And still, Miguel is pushing quite well. He's now being with the siege rams because he doesn't really need to waste them. And this castle is going down, definitely going down. If you look at the villager numbers, it's 115 to 81. in favor of Interdimension, and military numbers are actually at the moment in favor of Miguel. Let's look at Interdimension's resources. He has actually quite a considerable amount of resources at the moment. But a lot of siege rams, exactly what I wanted to see. A lot of siege rams from Miguel. Interdimension siege rams are a little bit caught out of position here. The trebuchets from Interdimension are getting crushed by the force of the siege rams, and Interdimension is yet getting pushed back again, yet again. But still has these additional goals. So, what about the relics, by the way? 5 relics for Interdimension, alright. I think in the long run, Interdimension has this game. If Interdimension doesn't get pushed massively here, he will definitely win this game. With 5 relics in the bank, both additional golds in the middle, he should definitely win this game. Alright. A little bit of a standoff here outside of Miguel's base right now. Nice raiding with those paladins, denying Interdimension a little bit of mining time, but nice and quick reaction from Interdimension here at this TC. Not losing a single villager, both on low HP, but not losing a single one. Also due to the high HP from the villagers, I guess. And now the trebuchets are taking this castle down in front of Miguel's base. How is Miguel looking in terms of gold? Okay, he's still mining a lot of gold, that's good. But in terms of population, he's really behind Interdimension, even with 130 villagers. They're even in military terms at the moment. Still nice raiding though from Miguel here. Getting picked off by these conquistadors though. And even a castle going up here. Miguel really holding on for longer than I thought. And now, yet again, raiding at the main gold, denying Miguel his main gold. I'm really surprised to how long Miguel is holding on here. He's expanding his economy quite well under this pressure. Market helped him tremendously, I guess. And he's still holding on quite well, even pushing now with the siege ram on the gold, on the additional golds from Interdimension. I really like this play from Miguel. Really impressive play here. Miguel needs more halbs. Yeah, I kind of agree, but the thing is, he doesn't have much food, so to speak. What he really needs more in terms of shield is siege rams, and he can actually afford more siege rams. Siege rams do really well against gunpowder units such as conquistadors, not so well against paladins, of course. But what Miguel needs is just population and military numbers. I think he can overwhelm and catch Interdimension out of position if he just overwhelms him with in terms of military numbers. Exactly what he does right now. He's really nicely supporting his army with some halbs. I don't really like that Interdimension is not really filling his gap with halves, but he has enough gold, enough food to actually support full conquistadors and full paladins, which is of course superior to how it is. And now a castle going down in the front for Interdimension, and even making some rangers right now. A castle going down in the front for Interdimension, but seems like Miguel is wasting nearly all of his army here. Wow, that is painful. Miguel, don't waste your army. Even more armies coming in for Miguel, but he kind of wasted a little bit there. This siege ram won't stand for long. Those villagers really living a long life here with those full HP. And yeah. Alright, but Miguel is doing so well. I'm so surprised. Not because he's a bad player, but because Interdimension just has such a huge gold advantage. I mean, now Miguel is pretty much out of gold. Like, he only has these few tiles of gold here. That's roughly 1k gold here. But still, Interdimension has still gold to mine and still has his 5 relics. So I think soon he will get pushed massively or significantly. Let alone, look at all these siege ramps now. I think Interdimension is preparing a really huge push right now. But I love how Miguel expanded his eco in the back. Really nicely done on his part. And still pushing Interdimension. I'm really impressed by Miguel's play here. Even if he was on the back foot and his start wasn't too good, even if he was on the back foot, he really pushed back quite nicely. And now even taking this additional gold here. I really like that. But it needs to be careful not to waste too much army again. Now siege ramps coming in from Interdimension, now getting caught off guard by the paladins. And he's wasting a lot of siege ramps actually. Both of them wasting a lot of army. And it seems like it's still pretty even. Really, really even fight here. Actually a better fight for Miguel, it seems. He's making really good use of his army and pushing back Interdimension once again. Impressive play, Miguel. Miguel has no rest left. I kind of disagree. He still has some resources left. The only thing which will really hurt him, I mean, he has a really nice eco. The only thing which will really hurt him is the relics and the golds. He has now taken these golds and is starting to mine them, but I think in the long run it will really hurt him. Market now also up for Interdimension. But the siege rams from Interdimension didn't do quite as good as I expected them to do, because he wasted them quite badly against those paladins. The fact that Miguel is still able to produce paladins amazes me. But he's losing now more and more eco. Also on this side. None of the players are actually raiding as much as I expected them to do. Especially because this map is so open. Why were not the players really raiding? I mean, Miguel attempted to raid once, but he didn't do too much. They were really focused on the center, and now the fight kinda has shifted from this side where the gold was to the other side where the rest of the golds are. And the fight is still pretty even. If you look at the gold count now, Interdimension is nearly on 0 gold, and Miguel, on the other hand, has still gold to mine. This market here really saved his life in the early game. But now getting a little bit pushed here with those siege rams, with those conquistadors, but pushing on the other side of the map with like 8 siege rams. With those siege rams, and well, it seems like he's on the other hand getting pushed back as well. Halberdiers now and conquistadors now coming in, taking down those siege rams. A lot of conquistadors. I think Interdimension has the conquistador advantage. Oh yeah, definitely. He has a lot of conquistadors. A lot of them were hiding under this castle. He has a lot more conquistadors, and Miguel is just wasting at this point. He's wasting army at this point. He's wasting his precious gold units. And as soon as Miguel doesn't have any gold to mine, he won't have anything left because he doesn't have any relics. Interdimension does, and now these villagers at the gold are getting killed off. Now Miguel is even forced to do hussars. He's switching into full trash, it seems. Spanish have formidable trash. The trash units are all upgraded, fully upgraded. So he might even do pretty well with that. Yeah, seems like like you point out in the chat, Miguel's days are numbered. These conquistadors would just devastate most of Miguel's army at the moment, and now the raiding with the hussars comes in from interdimension, and Miguel is desperately trying to get this castle up, but he might not even do it. Now he's really on the back foot. Now the relics come into play. Now the relics come really into play. Let's see, yeah, 190 gold and counting for interdimension. 0 gold, 0 food, nearly 0 wood for Miguel. So seems like Horse Force is taking this point from the best of 3 series. So we go into game 3 in the 1v1s. Jip against bruh. Let's see. He's not giving up yet. He's not giving up yet, but he will soon, I expect. Or I think he will soon give up. Now even more siege rams. As soon as Interdimension manages to get a considerable amount of siege rams and a bunch of conquistadors backing them up, there's not much holding him back here from just straight walking into Miguel's space and killing everything. And there he goes. Last push, 200 pop, 999 actually. Pop for Interdimension, and now he goes for the last push, for the game-ending push. I don't feel like Miguel will be able to push this back. Interdimension needs to be a little bit careful though, not wasting his siege rams here. Yeah, now he's bringing the conquistadors into position. They're killing the halberdiers so quickly. The halberdiers don't come into range of the conquistadors, they will just get killed off in an instant. And yeah, is Miguel still holding this? Like, Miguel has been holding all these games so well, and he's still holding the push from Interdimension. Wow. Interdimension all game desperately tried to get the last push, but he didn't get it, and is now wasting a bunch of conquistadors against those halberdiers. Oh wow, Miguel is doing a great job holding on all game. He's doing a really incredible job all game. I really like it. Maybe he can bring it back. I don't know. It's so back and forth. Like Interdimension always pushed and pushed more and more and tried to get the final push, but Miguel always held on for long enough. Seems like Miguel was a little bit fast in the corner here. Now getting the barracks up. Oh, they're sharing TCs. How cute is that? Alright, yeah, pretty stalemating now, yet again. And look at the villagers fighting against the hussars. They're just killing every trash unit, those villagers, if they're actually getting microed. Yeah, so now trash units as well from Interdimension. Really interesting. Now hussars coming in and trying to take down this DC. Both players are actually pop capped at this point in time. Now it comes down to who has more military units, who has more siege units. Now skirmish is also coming in to counter the halberdiers. Yeah, Miguel's macro is better. Yeah, you're right, but the KD is quite significant actually, not really even. But Interdimension was pushing all games, so really hard to tell who's winning this. Really hard to tell. It's quite a long game, even for deathmatch. 45 minutes in. How does one counter skirmishes as mains? Eagles. Or you mean in a full trash war? With their own skirmishes, basically, I think. But in a full trash war, Mayans lose against Spanish, for example, if it's trash only. Alright, farms running out for Miguel, and seems like Miguel is nearly completely out of wood actually. He tried desperately to get this DC up here at this wood. He still has this wood to chop, and this DC is getting denied, it seems. So Miguel is slowly running out of wood to replenish the farms and will consequently run out of food. Oh my god, look at the wood count from Interdimension. He can make farms for days. His food count is not too good, but his wood count is enormous. Oh, I'm talking about Imperial Age, not about any other age before that. Alright. Seems like Miguel is yet again pushing Interdimension. We are now in the stage of the game where it's really comparable to a normal RM game. So it's pretty much a post-imp RM game at this point, which Miguel is very much used to, maybe more than Interdimension. But now Interdimension is really taking control of these woods with castles. I think that's what he needed the stone for still. And if he can deprive Miguel totally of wood, he will eventually win the game with his 10k wood in the bank. A lot of skirmishes going on in the middle, and this game is still going. Oh my god! I'm sorry for the yawn here. Ay ay ay. Alright, but now even more raiding coming in from Interdimension. A lot of fighting still about on the lumber camps. He's really trying to deprive Miguel of wood, and he's really doing a good job with it. Miguel now with only 1k wood, and he's slowly running out of places to chop it. Yeah, he's still not receiving all of his farms. A lot of idols for Miguel. 43 idle villagers, 2 only for Interdimension. Yeah, Interdimension is... I think Interdimension has this now. Nearly all of Miguel's eco is idle. His last DCs are at the lumber camps are getting taken down. This DC fell, and well, I can't really, yeah, I don't think that Miguel can now come back from this. Like, Miguel needs a lot of siege to really push. Even if he holds him back, he needs siege, and for that he needs gold, and he doesn't have enough to buy enough resources to buy gold at the market, or to sell at the market and get gold that way. This DC is getting trashed as well. Those additional DCs getting taken down as well at the wood, and I think as soon as he loses all of his DCs here, he will call the GG, but it's he's still holding on quite well, I have to say. And it seems like it will be 1-1 in the best of 3 1v1s here for the Horseforce team, and that's the GG. Well played. GG. Well played by Miguel, well played by Orkut Interdimension. I really have to say, Miguel holding on for longer than I think everybody expected. A nearly 1 hour long game. Very well played. And it's now 1-1 in the best of 3 series. Horseforce are not didn't lose the series yet. It might even come down to the game 7, which I expect it will come down to, especially because look at the gold count. 24,000 versus 30,000 gold collected. That's huge. I think it will even come down to game 7, because the last 1v1 will be Bruh versus Jitba on Green Arabia, and I think Jitba will be able to take the game, so I think it will go into game 7. Alright, Bruh versus Jitba on Green Arabia. Alright. Last game in the best of 3 series. And if Jitba takes this game, it will come down to game 7. Let's see. It's a God of War on Green Arabia. Very exciting. In the north for the Horse Force team, it's Tyrant Jitba. In the south, as the Goths as well, it's Bruh, Lords of Skull Bruh for the Brazilian team with Miguel and Roomstock in it as well. This is a deciding game of game 6. And if Bro takes this game, they will take this best of 7 series and will have an advantage in the group stage. And if Jitba wins, it will go down to game 7. Okay, not much the Hussar from Jitba did here, only 1 HP left and get taken down by the villager. Very nice pick here. And seems like Jitba is doing a much better job at getting the military out fast. In the first game actually on Atacama, it was Goths versus Goths from... I actually turned team colors on. It was Goths versus Goths on Atacama. Bro versus Jitba as well, and Jitba won quite clearly on his side actually. But look at this, looking at this, Bruce seems to be much quicker in getting the raiding in on Jitba. He's taking down villager and more villagers. Wow, he's doing a very good job of raiding. Bruce doing a really good job actually. Wasting a little bit of military. Jitba has a huge military lead at this point, but shouldn't be too much of a problem because the Goths can just reinforce so quickly. The only thing that's holding Goths back is actually the number of houses which you can build at a time. And Bruin now should go back here, not to waste too much army. Yeah, he's doing it very nicely done. But I think Jitba still has a better position, even though he's down 3 villages. He should be in a better position, and he's now taking a very nice fight here. Brew wasting a lot of Huskarls here in the front. But now Jitba should go back, not to waste too much army against the Scorpions and Champions and the bigger army from Brew. But wow, he wasted all of his champions there. That is quite significant. That was such a bad fight for Jitba. But on the other side, he's getting the position on this very important hill on the right side of the map. And very nice attacking from 2 sides. I really liked it. And now Bruce should go back as well. Seems like the fight in the middle is actually pretty even with pretty even military and Scorpion numbers, but now Jitba is coming with more and more reinforcements. I think Jitba has a slight advantage at the moment. He is 40 military in advantage, 2 villager advantage actually, which is quite surprising to me. Yeah, because he took down a lot of villagers here and is now even destroying the castle on the hill, which is very important. The hill is very important because there's the goal here. And actually, why did Jitba not play more aggressively with this front gold from Bro? I'm not really too sure about that, but seems like Bro took a very good fight here in the front of his base with a lot of Scorpions, with a huge amount of Scorpions, and he's even taking a better fight here now. The KD is getting more and more into favor of Bro here. And a very nice raiding on the other side of the map. Jitba has tried to take the hill on this side with this additional gold, but he's not did not quite had the chance to do so, but it's making a quite nice rating here on this on the additional goals from Bro, but still taking so many bad fights in the center of the map, which is quite surprising to me. Which is quite surprising to me. And a huge amount of Scorpions now from Bro, who now has finally the military advantage in numbers, but now Jippa is still coming to the hill here, and the market for Bro, it's usually a sign that one player struggles with gold. Let's see, nice rating here from Bro though at the town center, at the farms from Jitpa. Still very nice amount of food and gold. Oh no, never mind. Bro actually is not struggling with gold at all. I think I called it too soon. I'm still a little bit puzzled that he took the market here though. Maybe he wants to sell first, I'm not too sure. Bro should be really careful here not to waste all of his scorpions against those castles. Really nice camping with those scorpions here in the back for Jippa. And now it will come down to a scorpion against Huskarls. And I think the scorpions will come out on top here. Jippa should not waste all of his Huskarls against those scorpions. The Huskarls might even just do it. Nope. Champions are coming in for Bro. And all the scorpions are getting killed. And the Huskarls as well. Nearly all of the scorpions. And still nice rating coming in from Bro. Seems like he even has a 30 military advantage and 20 villager advantage. He's playing really well. Has nearly taken the map control right now. He has more of the map than Jippa. Let's look at the relics. Bro doesn't have a monastery. Jippa doesn't have one either. So let's see. Jippa still busy in his own base. The economy from Bro looks much better than from Jitpa. Bro might even be able to take this game. I don't want to call it too soon, of course, but he's doing very well at the moment. Now Jippa taking on the market, trying to push here a little from this hill. Barracks though for Bro on this side of the map as well. And is even getting even more rating in on Jitpa. I really like this. How he's playing here. I really like how he's playing here. Getting more rating in, killing even more villagers from Jitpa, who is now at 86 in comparison to 113 and 56 to 90 military in a disadvantage here. I really and more and more rating coming in from Bro. He's now taking this castle down with champions and a trebuchet, and still Jippa not making any use of these scorpions in the front. Be surprised by that. Taking down this mangonel, nearly taking down this mangonel. Let's look at Jippa's resources. He has 0 food, which is really bad. You need food as goths. You can't survive without food as goths. You can only make scorpions and a few onages, but that's about it. But with a few onages from Bro, that's very easily countered, and Jippa desperately needs a food eco, and he's trying more and more to build it, but Bro is getting more and more ratings in, so maybe Bro is even taking this. This castle at the goal is gotten down, and Jippa is on the back foot here. 203 population for Bro, and Jippa really has to make a miracle happen right now to bring this game back. Only thing he has is those scorpions at the moment. That's most of his military. He can't make any other unit. He has to make siege basically. And he can add some Huskarls, but that's about it. Those Huskarls will now take down the trebuchet. And the last castles are getting taken down. Food eco for Jippa is still not looking too well. Trebuchet is getting taken down. This Trebuchet is getting taken down. No goal in the front for Jitba. Those Huskarls will take care of those Scorpions, I feel. And seems like Bro is now trying to make the deciding push here. And maybe the Brazilian team will take this best of 7 series in a quite decisive manner, maybe. Let's see. And now Trebuchets are taking care of the Scorpions one by one. Scorpions have to GB from their position. Yeah, let's see. Food count is now looking a little bit better for Jitba, so he might even bring this back. The economy, though, and the population for Bro looks so much better, though. Look at those military numbers. He has the economy to support everything he needs. And now he's just moving in on Jitba's economy and will just devastate it. And there's no chance for Jitba to come back from this, I feel like. Yeah, a lot of villagers getting killed. He doesn't even care anymore, it seems, and he will likely call GG now. Yeah, he doesn't even care about these villagers. He will just let them get killed. And he will call GG in a second, I feel like. It seems to me like that. Like, why would he not garrison them if he's caring? Because he doesn't have food in the first place. He has 4k gold, but he needs food desperately. He can't do anything with gold if he doesn't have the food to support anything. Especially with Golfs. He can't make CA or something like it would, or any other archer unit or pure siege which you could do with other civilizations. You need food. No, you don't want to buy food. In a DM game, you don't want to buy food. That's not an option because the other player can just sell his food and get more gold. You don't want to sell gold. You don't want to buy something in the DM game. Gold is just too crucial. And I feel like Bro has this game. GG, well played by Jitba. And the Brazilian team with Rubenstock is taking this best of 7 series. Kind of surprising. Really well played by Bro. I think what was the decisive thing was that Bro raided Jitba constantly, so he didn't get a food eco going, while Bro was pretty much untouched, except for that hill the whole game. I think Jitba concentrated too much on the goals, while Bro actually like kind of watched out for the farms not to go up. Alright, well, that was this best of 7 series. It's 4-3 for 4-2, excuse me. 4-2 in the best of 7 series for Ousadia and Alegria team.